Good morning. Let's take a breath together. So we're going to start off a little differently this morning. What do you love? Just shout it out. What do you love? Waterfalls, family, me. What else? The ocean. What was that? Springtime. Autumn. You're in luck, it's coming. Rain. What loves you? Me. My dog. Yes, I do. Life. Source. Yeah. Chocolate. Pizza loves me so much it's still with me. It moved in. The talk title, I started to change it, and then I thought, no, let's just roll with this. Because love wins presumes there's a competition. And if love is all there is, who loses? Hey, I'm like driving around all week going, who loses when love wins? I'm not getting this. Right? There's no contest. If love is all there is, then there's no competition. There's no winners, so there can't be any losers. Right? Because when we do that dichotomy stuff, when we do that binary stuff, when we do that division stuff, somebody has to win, somebody has to lose. Now the challenge with that in this physical body is every single one of us, at least born and raised in this country, was born and raised on a reward-punishment paradigm. Right? The way you get attention, the way you got your parents' attention, you did what they want you to do. You got their attention. When you didn't do, you got a different kind of attention. Right? Some folks didn't get any attention for that, but some folks got a different kind of attention. And the truth of the matter is, our humanity doesn't really care what kind of attention it is when we're in that place of just needing to be seen and needing to have attention. When we don't know our own value, any external attention will do. The problem with that is that it validates whatever we're believing. And so if I believe that I am whale excrement on the bottom of the ocean, and you respond to my behavior that acts out that belief, I get it validated. And that becomes my identity. Is love still winning in that scenario? It is. It absolutely is. Where? Right? Because we think if we don't see it, it's not real. Anybody else? Right? If I don't see it, we have these sensoria things in our body, right? Sight, sound, taste, touch. If it doesn't meet one of those, it doesn't exist. Can't be real. I mean, I struggle with Diet Coke because I read the label and it don't have anything in it. How can it be real? Like what? What? Our brains set us up to be misinformed. Which is an interesting sentence, isn't it? Yes. Our brain sets us up to be misinformed. Because we're all raised to believe that the brain is the great information center. Garbage in, garbage out. That's all I'm going to say. The brain is just a computer. It's the hard drive for the human. That's all it is. That's all it is. And so it only has what we give it. And when we give it the idea that the unseen is more real than the seen, it freaks out a little bit. Right? The amygdala gets activated because it doesn't understand that sentence. Right? What happens when the amygdala gets activated is the prefrontal and the frontal cortex get shut down. And so now our ability to actually process the information with any kind of active, rational thought, gone. Not active. Because the amygdala is just the survival brain. And that's the kind of stuff that's happening when we get into this idea that love wins. And I propose to you that love wins is predicated on some idea that somehow hate can win. That somehow there's a battle between love and hate. We don't spend time hating people we don't love. It's too much energy. Think about the investment in hating. It's a lot of energy. It's a lot of time. It is a lot of work to hate. And underneath that, it's the same coin. Flip it over. Indifference concerns me. Indifference is a lack of connection. People who hate, and I'm going to caveat this with personal experience. Right now in America, there are over 500 legislative acts in process to eliminate the identity of transgender individuals, of which I am one. Over 500. And every time a legislative branch meets, more get generated. Okay. See, I have choices. I can go to a place of hate, or I can understand that those legislative actions are coming from love. They're coming from love. They're coming from a place that thinks love needs to protect something that is perceived as being threatened. And though it feels like hate, it's really somebody else loving something. Right? That's not always fun to wrap ourselves around. It doesn't make it less true. If fundamentalists love Jesus, they're going to push back against anything that's not that. It's not because they hate the other thing, it's because they love this thing. If I am operating from a belief that transgender life is an affront against God itself, it's because I love God, not because I hate you. Right? Remember the center of misinformation. Okay? It doesn't have to be rational to be somebody's experience. The thing I want you to take away today is if you really believe that love is all there is, you can't have any exceptions. If love is all there is, it's all there is. And perhaps the challenge becomes navigating that, embodying that, understanding that love sometimes isn't visible. Doesn't mean it isn't there. Sometimes it's greatly disguised and dresses up like hate. Doesn't mean it isn't there. It means I can't see it. Right? It means I can't see it. It means I've established within me a criteria for what love is. And if what you do doesn't match that, sorry, it's all love except you. It's all love except your behavior. Then it's not all love. And we don't even believe what we say we believe when we're in that space. And I have Bishop Yvette Flunder right here somewhere in my ear going, "Stop lying!" Stop lying. Because if we believe love is all there is, then believe it. And wrestle with the parts of you that are in opposition to that belief. We are a new thought community. Have some. Have many. Have new thoughts until you run out of new thoughts. And then when you're done, have new thoughts about the thoughts you just ran out of. Really. It's like the untapped infinite abundance is new thought. I don't love everything I do every day, but I can do everything I do in love. I have changed a lot of baby diapers. I cannot recall ever loving one of them. And I loved every time I did it. See, how are we, what is our relationship with this word love? Do we understand that it is the very essence of our being? That we are love in form. And that the only thing that stops us from experiencing the love that we are is the thoughts that we think. That's it. And it doesn't matter if my thoughts are about you, or if they're about me, or if they're about my briefcase, or if they're about my shoes. It doesn't matter what my thoughts are about. If my thoughts are in opposition to love, I will experience discord. And so that's a clue. If you're experiencing discord, where's the answer? Get back in alignment with the love that you are. It does not mean you have to like everything that's happening. I love what Michael Beckwith said one Sunday morning. The Bible says I have to love you. It does not say I have to like you. It says love one another. It doesn't say like one another. I can love you and dislike your behavior. I can love you and dislike your theology. I can love you and dislike how you treat people in this world. They are not the same. And somehow we have anchored into this idea that if we are loving and kind to people who oppress us, then we don't care. I can't tell you how many emails I have challenging me because I will have weird, open, hard conversations with anybody. And I will do it lovingly. And some people interpret that as spiritual bypass, as I don't really care about the negative stuff that's happening in the world, because I'm willing to build relationships with people that they see as the enemy. I don't know how we heal anything without building relationships in this human realm. I really don't. And so, if I think about love wins in the context of healing humanity, then I understand that to say love builds relationships even when it's scary. Love builds relationships even when it's hard. Love doesn't ignore the behavior, but it recognizes the behavior. And so, as we wrap up a month of loving out loud, I invite you to take this into consideration for what is available in you. How is it that you are called to show up? Because I'm going to be really clear. It is not everybody's calling to have those crazy conversations. It's not. I get it. I'm a white guy with a gray beard and a southern accent. There's a lot of people who assume I think just like they do. And so I get invited into a lot of beautiful conversations. A lot of conversations that I spend the majority of time listening because I recognize there's no opening. And at the end, there is always the opportunity for me to point out that I have listened with respect. I have honored your perspective with respect. And all I'm asking you is to take with you the awareness that you just said all of what you said to a female to male transgender man married to a black woman. They can't unhear that. Right? They cannot unhear that. It may change nothing in their experience, and it may change everything. And is it sometimes scary? Yeah. So that may not be your place to show up. It seems to be mine. And so I don't always love it, but I always meet it with love. There's a difference. You don't have to love everything, and you get to show up as love right in the middle of it, no matter what it is. Let's take this into prayer. Love. I know love because I am love. I experience love because I am love. When I imagine this one divine being that is literally beyond my human comprehension, I imagine love, indescribable, indefinable, open, welcoming embrace of a love that simply celebrates, that allows and celebrates me to be me, you to be you. A love that has no comprehension of judgment, that doesn't even know how to do that. And I know that that love is in me. That love is the very essence, the very makeup of my being. And so I know that that same capacity to unlearn judgment, to let go of even the idea of hate is in me, is available to me. so I speak my word, claiming and affirming that that is the activity of life unfolding as me. A washing away of everything that is not it. Is a lifting up and awakening to everything that is it. I know that what is true for me is true of all life. And so what I speak is the word of the infinite, speaking itself into being for all of humanity. That beyond our wildest idea, an awakening just shows up. That an invitation is unrequired to awaken. That the invitation, the mandate, the declaration has been issued this morning. Love is all there is. We are each that. And I am so grateful that love is having its way. That love is moving in hearts and minds, making itself experiential. Making its realness real in the hearts and minds and actions of all. That is the power of love. And I claim it and I celebrate it. And it is from this celebration, from this place within me that knows that it knows because it knows, that I let go, I release, I let it be. And so it is.